Inside the radio box, the new 100.3 Jack FM, playing what we want. Listen before somebody stops us.
The Tickets Norm Hitchkins, tonight on Sports Sunday.
The Texas State Fair and Chevy, official vehicle of the State Fair. Two big Texas traditions, one big celebration. And now through October 16th, you can use bonus cash to get $5,500 total cash back on a 2004 Chevy Impala with GMAC financing. But hurry, this offer ends October 16th.
Chevy driving Texas.
The official vehicle of the Texas State Fair. Chevy driving Texas.
Welcome back to the NFL Newlywed Game. Michael, get this question correct, and you and Jim will be our grand prize winners. Mike, what did Jim say is your favorite red zone play?
Favorite red zone play?
Michael, we need your answer.
I'm going to go with Royal, empty left, quarterback draw.
That is correct, and Michael and Jim are our grand prize winners. The prize we've chosen especially for you is a brand new washer and dryer.
And we're back here at Texas Stadium, and we now have a three-man booth. We're not going to slight Tony on the field. Dick Stockton, Darryl Johnston, and Aiden Johnston, 4 years old, wearing his daddy's number. Having a good time?
Yeah? Who are we cheering for today? Dallas or the Giants? Dallas, there you go.
But I'll tell you something, Darryl, 10-6, no surprise as to the way this game is going between these two football guys, as Bill Parcells likes to call himself and Tom Coughlin. 10-6 is that kind of defensive back-and-forth game.
Yeah, it's kind of been what you expected, but I think we've seen some other areas where we had some questions starting off. Dallas's running game has been sensational this afternoon, and we haven't seen production like that all season. And the Giants have been opportunistic at times, but they're still struggling in the red zone a little bit.
Tony, are you down there?
Yeah, I'm down here, Dick. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good, good.
The second half kickoff underway, and Bruce Thornton returns for the Dallas Cowboys. Tony, your views of the first half?
Well, I had a chance to talk to Coach Parcells. He said he liked the way the running game was going. He was a little concerned. He would like to see a lot more passes thrown downfield to give Vinny a little bit more time. So they're going to have to improve on that in the second half. That's what he really wants to go and put a lot of emphasis on.
I don't know. You know, the way they're playing, running the football, I'll be happy, because to me that's going to open up a lot of the play action and the different things they're going to do. And there were opportunities for the Giants to make plays by their defense with the pressure that they've been bringing. I mean, Vinny's lucky that he hasn't taken a couple hits. If I'm thinking, I'm like, hey, I'm going to ride this running game horse as long as I can, and when I have to throw, I will.
Vinny's been sacked only 4 times this year. Jabril Wilson got him on a blitz in the first quarter. First down at the 26, and the slant pass broken up, intended for Terry Glenn, as we take a look at our first half statistics. And the Cowboys, there you see in the yards per quarter.
Yeah, you see right there, this is the big thing. I mean, it was a tale of 2 quarters in that half. I mean, it was all Giants in the first quarter, all Cowboys in the second quarter.
And for the latest in the fantasy stats, log on to foxsports.com. There's C. Warner, just a yard under 100. And Keyshawn Johnson with a touchdown, and Vinny Testaverde threw one as well. 2nd and 10 on the 26-yard line of the Cowboys. Eddie George gaining 44 yards in the first half, and this pass caught by Keyshawn and can't get to the first down as Will Peterson is all over him. And it'll be 3rd down and short coming up for the Cowboys.
Well, I stand corrected, Tony. You got the good information from the coach. He does want to come out and get this passing game back on track. You see the first 2 plays of the game, and a good job with protection. I think that was one of the concerns. I thought that the defensive coordinator, Tim Lewis, had done some nice things in their pressure package in that first half to get some guys free and in Vinny's face. But so far in these first 2 plays, he's had plenty of time in the pocket.
Hey, Moose, Bill Parcells has won using both styles. He had the passing game going in New England, and, of course, the running game in his earlier years when he won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants. He's not tied to one style. 3rd and 1, diving for the first down is Eddie George, up to the 37-yard line.
Now, he's going to utilize whatever maximizes the abilities of the people on the offensive side of the ball, and I think we have this misnomer that he is strictly a guy who wants to run the ball and take time off the clock. But if you go back and take a look at what he did in New England and with the Jets and here in Dallas, he was much more into throwing the football than you would think from the outside looking in.
And they have run the ball to the tune of 91 yards between George and Richie Anderson. So it's been pretty balanced today for the Cowboys. They have a first down on their 38, and they go on the ground to George. Eddie George picking up 9 yards.
You know, Darryl, everybody talks about how you got to have the running game going and it'll open up the pass. Well, I think coach is really going and trying to throw a couple passes, get the defensive backs a little concerned about Vinny's arm because he does have a strong arm. And then all of a sudden you're going to start seeing holes pop up for Eddie George where he can go and make some yardage up in the front.
And they're really doing a good job of mixing everything up. You know, the first half you come out and you're predominantly running the football very successfully, and you wouldn't think you'd want to get away from that. But Bill Parcells kind of throws him a curve here at the start of the second half.
Well, there's a curve right now as Darian Barnes, the fullback, with his second carry of the game, and he gets 7 yards to the Giant 45-yard line. And if the running game is going, though, you keep them off balance. Cowboys have a great trio of receivers, and really all big play receivers at that.
Yeah, and they get a lot of the credit, but that guy right there going off the field, Darian Barnes, he played an exceptional first half. He had some critical blocks. I think the reason the running game is going as well as it is today is because of his abilities as a blocker. He's done a good job of getting guys out of the hole.
I just wanted to compliment you, Moose. You know, I'm standing down here behind, you know, in the end zone, and this is the first time that I've had a game where I really can't get a feel of when they're going to run it or when they're going to pass it. They're really doing an exceptional job of keeping them off balance.
And they sure are, as Richie Anderson back in the lineup, picking up nearly 7 yards on the play with Norman Hand making the tackle. And, you know, that's really an interesting observation by Goose, because if he feels this way, the Giants have to be back on their heels as well.
Yeah, they really do, because Tony, you know, he knows all the little tricks of the defensive lineman. He's looking at different things. And right now, Tim Lewis, the defensive coordinator of the Giants, he might be on his heels a little bit. He's trying to figure it out. But, you know, they have all these little things. They're looking for splits. They're looking for weight on the hands. A lot of different telltale signs when you're down as a defensive lineman, as a pre-snap. Are they going to throw? Are they going to run? And they've got the Giants guessing right now.
2nd and 4, Eddie George back in, and down he goes. Maybe a yard on the play. Kevin Lewis making the tackle for the Giants. So it'll be 3rd down and about 4. And there you see the Cowboys running 24 times, passing 14, which goes against what they've done in the first 3 games of the year.
Yeah, we're getting close to a 2-to-1 advantage running the football over passing, which has not been the case for the Cowboys all season. So he's really going against some of the things he's done the first few weeks.
Vinny said Bill Parcells doesn't believe he can't run the ball. Trying to get back to that style. Testaverde with time, and the pass intended for Witten, the tight end. And a flag is down. So a penalty flag down on 3rd down and 3. Cowboys coming in 29th in the league in rushing.
Holding. Number 65, offense, penalties declined. 4th down.
Andre Garrard, the right guard, holding. So 4th down coming up. And coming into the game will be the punter, Matt McBriar, native of Australia. Be kicking from about the 45. Giants sending Mark Jones, rookie from Tennessee, back. Only the 2nd punt coming up for McBriar. Trying to keep it inside the 20, and will. The fair catch. Jones has it at the 14-yard line. Nearly 5 minutes gone by. 3rd quarter, Cowboys 10-6 over the Giants.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39.
Here at Texas Stadium, the Dallas defense has held the Giants to 2 field goals, and the Giants will have a first down on the 14-yard line. David Tyree, number 85, with the bottom of your picture, and the audible call by Kurt Warner. And Warner's pass, and a low, and no chance to advance for Amani Toomer, picking up 6 yards on first down.
But one of the things that they struggled with in the first half that they've been very good with all year was getting some good positive plays on first down. They had to avoid getting into those 2nd and long and 3rd and longs against the Dallas defense. And I think when Tom Coughlin went in at halftime, hey, we've got to come out with some more plays that are going to get us some really good positive chances on first down to stay ahead of the chains.
Toomer and Shockey lead the Giants with 3 catches each. And the biggest play was a 19-yarder to Shockey in the first quarter. Here's Tiki Barber trying to cut upfield, short of the first down by a yard, with Coakley and Carson combining to make the tackle on Barber, who comes into the second half averaging 2.6 yards per carry in the game. A far cry from turning around the 6.2 he had coming into this game to lead the NFL.
It's surprising to see Tiki struggling against this defense because he has ran well this season against some blitzing defenses. When you talk about his performance against Green Bay last week and Philadelphia in week 1, those are defenses that are very similar to Dallas. They're going to pressure you, and if you can break through that first level, you've got a chance for big plays.
Well, this is where the Giants have struggled. Short yardage, 3rd down and 1.
And that's why they're throwing.
And they're throwing incomplete. Ike Hilliard defended downfield by Terrence Newman, so it's 4th down. So they don't have enough confidence in their short yardage running game. You suggested that maybe Barber should be the guy earlier, but the Giants went pass and will have to kick it away.
This has been a problem that's been there since preseason. We had an opportunity to do the Giants in the preseason, and when Tom Coughlin talked then, he said, I don't think we can line up and get 2 yards running the ball when we absolutely have to. And he was very prophetic because you saw the graphic. They have struggled with that all season. He does not have the confidence to line up and move the pile for a couple of yards.
Jeff Fiegel with a low kick, and Newman at the 36. Flag is down. You can tell by the groans of the crowd that it could be an illegal block against the Cowboys. And no, it's going to be running into the kicker. So the Giants will get another opportunity. Penalty will give the Giant offense a first down.
There were 2 fouls against the defense. Running into the kicker, number 29, will be accepted. Holding, number 33, will be declined. First down, New York.
And it was Keith Davis, good special teams guy.
He's coming in from your left right there. That you have to allow the punter the opportunity to place his foot back down on the ground. I know everybody at home is going, that's a terrible call, but by rule, you have to allow him the ability to come down and reset his kick foot.
That's a shame that you have to do that. I don't agree with that one, Moose. How about, you know, I was standing right here. I mean, Beagles is an expert on, I tell you what, he should be in acting. I should get out of acting, and he should be on The Sopranos instead of myself.
Is that a plug, Tony?
Shameless at that.
Nah, it wasn't a plug, but geez, unbelievable.
Well, the big thing is now here's that other thing when you talk about hitting yardage that Bill Parcells and Tom Coughlin both talk about. It should be Dallas's ball with the penalty on the holding, maybe down around their 30-yard line. But this is all free stuff for the Giants right now. They shouldn't have this opportunity.
And there you see 3 first downs of the 8 for the Giants have come by penalty. Breaking out of the pack, Tiki Barber. And Tiki Barber, as he did last week, with a huge gain. And notice how Barber changed the football, and now they gang up on him. He did not get out of bounds, and the clock continues to run. And Tiki Barber gets 58 yards and breaks out of the doldrums today.
Good block right here. They go down on another wham. Tiki hesitates a little bit. Look at the good job, the good vision and patience of getting all the way to the backside of that play. And now again, look as he gets into the contact zones. Now he's out in the field. He's going to go back to his old style. But once he feels contact coming, you saw the ball go up right there. Now he's out. He switches it to the outside hand. Now he's squeezing it back up because he knows contact is coming.
And Michael Cloud has checked into the game, giving Tiki a breather after that 58-yard run. 1st and 10 for the Giants on the 14, and Kurt Warner cannot change the play as the play clock was running down, and the Giants will use a timeout. 8:04 remaining in the 3rd. They threaten to take the lead.
Amazing 4 for all pizza from Pizza Hut. 4 different pizzas topped just the way you like them for only $11.99. And for just $1 more, get your choice of piping hot breadsticks, an ice cold 2-liter Pepsi, or freshly baked cinnamon sticks. For $1 more, you get more. Gather around the good stuff.
Tiki Barber went from 2.6 a carry to 7.6 with one run after the timeout. Warner in trouble. Flag is down. Warner sacked back at the 16 by Greg Ellis after a loss of 2.
Greg Ellis isn't going to be happy with this as it goes against him. He's in there right now pleading his case.
Already the Cowboys called for roughing the passer on one occasion.
Personal foul, face mask. Number 98 defense. Half the distance to the goal.
It was on Ellis.
The end of the run.
Let's go back and take a look and see if Greg Ellis has got a case. When a quarterback comes back to the inside, I don't know.
No,
I don't think he's got a case. I think he's got a handful of masks.
He's got a mask, and what's dangerous and could be incidental, but you twist the head around, bad things happen. First and goal for the Giants on the 8-yard line. Tiki Barber back in the lineup. Getting a little breather after the 58-yard run. And the pitch goes to Barber, and Barber is tripped up as he gets to the 7 by the safeties, Tony Dixon and Roy Williams.
Interesting talking to Bill Parcells the other day, and he talked about defensive penalties. When you have a defensive penalty, it almost always equates to points, and it doesn't have to be in the red zone. It can be out in the field. Now, we'll give that one to special teams on the punt that got them in a position to have an extra play. Then Tiki Barber makes them pay for it with the big run. But that penalty right there on Greg Ellis, it gives them more positive yardage, and he's really convinced that defensive penalties in the NFL correlate directly to points.
A critical possession in the game, considering the Giants' problems in what they call the green zone, and now a stoppage of play and a false start penalty against the Giants. So the Giants have really had problems in the red zone.
False start. Number 77 offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Tom Coughlin just a little bit upset over that penalty charge against Luke Pettigrew.
Well, he challenged his guys to improve in a number of areas, and the one area that they haven't done a good job in yet are the penalties. They're still having a lot of penalties, and when you're on the road in a loud stadium, the tackle is the guy who's going to struggle the most trying to adjust to the noise. And Luke Pettigrew's out there on his own. He's either got to talk to the guard, and they can, he can do the thing where they clench hands, or he's got to be able to look inside and then get his head back up immediately to try and get back in position on the rusher.
In any event, Ron Dane has come in the game for the first time at running back. 3rd down and 12. And here is Warner, and he's not going to get it off. And it's a free ball, a fumble. And a flag is thrown in addition as a penalty marker down. It did not go as an incomplete pass. The initial call was that it was a fumble on the part of Warner. Meanwhile, Tim Carter, Giants' fastest receiver, going to the locker room.
Unnecessary roughness, number 59. An elbow to the head. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
So that's that win, and right now, Bill Parcells probably is feeling inside the way Tom Coughlin felt outside after that last play.
He's doing a much better job of hiding his frustration right now because he is burning up inside because he knows how critical it is to commit those defensive penalties. And they've had 2 big ones back to back.
So one guy shows it more than the other, but they're both the same kind of guy. 1st and goal, and here is Barber. And Barber gets down to about the 3. So it'll be 2nd down and goal. So the Cowboys shooting themselves in the foot defensively with penalties. All of them hurt you, but some hurt you more than others, and it looks like the Cowboys are committing the ones that really burn you more than others.
Oh, none more than that running into the kicker. I mean, they shouldn't even be on the field defensively right now. Their offense should be out there. This is all a free opportunity for the New York Giants.
Cowboys have not allowed a rushing touchdown. For that matter, neither of the Giants. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2. And here is Barber. And Barber won't get there. Down at the 1-yard line. That win. And Tony Dixon making the play, preventing Barber's cut. So it'll be 3rd down and goal.
A lot of people have been frustrated with the run play calling down in the red zone. You've got Shockey. They went to it last week at Green Bay. They got Shockey isolated one-on-one with a corner outside, took advantage of it for a touchdown. I don't know. If you're struggling in the red zone and you're struggling with your third and short and third and goal line, you've got to go to something else.
And there's Shockey, and they say, who's going to cover him? Roy Williams said, I will. Roy Williams is covering Shockey, third and goal. And there is the fade to Shockey. He's got it for the touchdown. So it took a while for the Cowboys to get coverage, and they go with him anyway. And Jeremy Shockey with touchdowns in back-to-back games, giving the Giants.
Roy Williams is furious. He says he pushes off. You see right there, very subtle push. There's some savvy by a young player right there. The referee has got, he can't see because Jeremy Shockey has got he's covering his actions to Roy Williams. It's a subtle thing, but it's enough. That's what got the separation at the end.
And the extra point by Christie is good, and the Giants, who took a 3-0 lead early and have been trailing until now, regaining the lead by 3. Shockey with a TD catch. No surprise the way this tense taut game is developing. Parcells against Coughlin. Jeremy Shockey. No taunting penalty after this one. He behaved himself as he caught the touchdown pass. Bruce Thornton returning for Dallas. Good return by Thornton. Up close to the 35-yard line. So there you see 3 first downs by a penalty for the Giants. The big one, the running into the punter penalty, kept it going.
Sunday is brought to you by Nissan and your Nissan dealer. By Chili's new Mix and Match Grill. Come on, live a little at Chili's. By Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. And by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Little under 5 minutes remaining. We don't need fancy graphics. We just need fans to tell us it's Cowboys versus Giants, NFL on Fox. Cowboys starting from their 34-yard line. Giants leading 13-10 in the third quarter. Eddie George. And George is knocked back but picks up 4 yards. Well, we've been talking about how penalties played a big role in that Giant touchdown.
Well, they shouldn't have even been on the field offensively, the New York Giants. Here's the first one. Jeff Eagles running into the kicker, and he's got his leg up. Keith Davis, you have to give him the ability to finish that motion. So, you know, you can talk about acting and veterans and everything like that, but it's a rule. And then you've got Kurt Warner being sacked right there with a fumble. That was a 2nd and 12. They're going to be 3rd and long. They get the ball back, but that was wiped out by the personal foul with the elbow by Dat Witten.
2nd and 6, short drop, and the pass to Witten. The tight end is dragged down. By the way, that acting line was meant for you, Moose, and there's a Goose, and there's a penalty marker thrown after the play. So they may tack up some more yards on this. Barrett Green had made the play on Witten. Tim Carter, you saw him go to the locker room, will not come back, injuring his hip.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, grabbing the back of the helmet during the run. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
A lot of personal fouls playing major roles in this game as they tack on the yardage.
Always a physical time when the Cowboys and the Giants play, and Michael Strahan gets out there, and you saw it last week in a game. You can't grab the helmet and pull and try and take it off. You don't have to just have contact with the face mask. You also can't get your fingers underneath the side, the back, and try and pull that helmet off. So it's the right call by the rule. And Michael Strahan doesn't mean it. He's coming up. He gets his hand caught there. It's one of those plays. It's just aggressive defense, but it's a penalty, you know. And most coaches can look past that one. Come back and make a play on the next one. Michael Strahan's got the ability to get that back.
4-yard gain plus 15 tacked on. And Eddie George driving inside the 40 right now for a game break. Let's check in with James Brown in Los Angeles. JB.
Hey, Dick, the NFL's leading passer, Dante Culpepper, 3 touchdown tosses, 3 different receivers. That one to Marcus Robertson. They're on top 21-7. Hey, Dick and Daryl. Terry Bradshaw's good friend from San Francisco, Hunter in Melbourne, wants to say he's in love with Tony Siragusa. Back to you guys.
What do you say about
it's always the guys. Isn't it always the guys that like me?
You're a guy's guy.
Beer belly guys.
You're our kind of guy, though, Goose.
You're my kind of guy, too.
2nd down and 8 on the 40-yard line. Testaverde on the brink of his 41st birthday, and Eddie George slices for the first down to the 31. 8-yard pickup for Eddie George. They've been waiting for the former Tennessee Titan to get unleashed, signed during the training camp, and he's gained 71 yards on 14 carries, averaging over 5 yards an attempt.
And doing this without Dan Campbell, who's down with an injury for the rest of the year. And Jason Witten has been asked to do some of this. That's him in motion, number 82. This is not an easy block. Going in motion, coming back, having the ability to read your guys through. He does a great job of getting up into the hole and getting to that second level.
First down on the 31 of the Giants, and there is a blitz. Breaking the blitz was George, and Eddie George is sandwiched at the 27 by William Joseph and Lance Legree. The Giants rotate the defensive line.
And he's doing this running back by committee, Coach Parcells is. There's Eddie George. He's had a big day, but let's not discount some of the production from the other guys. Rashard Lee, he's, to me, their big play threat in the backfield right now. He's the guy that can go the distance anytime he touches the ball. And there's Mr. Steady, Richie Anderson, who gives you so many options when he's in the backfield. Not only in the passing game, but he's a very effective runner.
Cowboys 161 yards on the ground, their best by far this year. They passed for only 74. So it's been a change for them in this game, trailing 13-10, and here is George again, and he runs right into Osi Umenyiora. Not much on the play as we get close to a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. No gain on the play. The Giants leading 13-10, scoring their only touchdown here in the third quarter. Kerry Collins hitting Jeremy Shockey with a fade pass, 1-yard score after the Cowboys committed 3 penalties, giving the Giants first down. 3rd and 6. Testaverde hit from behind by Umenyiora. Osi Umenyiora, and William Joseph starting to pay dividends, and rookie Jabril Wilson already is.
Osi Umenyiora, he's an athletic speed guy. He comes to the outside, gets the dip underneath Flozell Adams and beats him around the corner, but it was also that pressure from Jabril Wilson from the inside. They had Vinny up in front, and they had a guy coming from the backside on him.
Osi Umenyiora, 2nd-round pick last year, and now Billy Cundiff, whose career long kick is 52, will try to match that with a 52-yard attempt. And that would tie the game. And Cundiff's kick is going to be well short, no good. And the Giants will get good field position taking over.
And that's why sacks are critical on 3rd down. Sometimes they'll cost you points.
And for the Giants, that was their 2nd of the game.
Save one for me.
Okay, we've got illegal use of the brain on Tom, passing out beer with less taste than Miller Lite. Replacing with great tasting, less filling Miller Lite, half the carbs of Bud Light. We've also got intentional acoustic romanticism on Gary. Girls not buying it, tent invitation declined. Wait, what? Play beer.
Chicks dig music.
Miller, good call.
Wow, a lot of stuff. Yeah, I want everything. Everything. Plasma. Oh, TiVo. Oh, look at all this stuff. Sony Vaio. What was that? Ah! You don't have to get it all right now. I could come back. You should come back. I'm going to come back. Come back.
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
Get ready for the biggest event.
It's one of many tornadoes
in 10,000 years.
What we do? I will come for you.
The day after tomorrow. Own it on DVD Tuesday.
This is the real thing.
How do you spend quality time with the family without spending a fortune? Why, with Wendy's 99-cent Super Value Menu. From our hot and juicy Junior Bacon cheeseburgers to freshly prepared side salads to cool, creamy Frosties, there's something for everyone. Wendy's, it's better here.
Helping out in the community is what matters to the NFL and the United Way. Get involved in your community. It's what matters.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
18 seconds remain in the third quarter. The missed field goal by Cundiff. The Giants taking over on their 42-yard line. In the slot, Jeremy Shockey. Warner not looking that way. Completes to Toomer. With 13 seconds to go, gets the first down as the Giants get to the Dallas 46-yard line.
They're playing with a lot of confidence in getting those points at the end of the first half. They come out, they're able to get down and get their first touchdown of the afternoon, and now they're doing this. And hey, all you Cowboy fans that are despairing after that last field goal, don't worry. Look at that. 4-0 the last 2 seasons when missing a field goal.
What? Yes.
Yeah, go figure.
And the time runs out, and that is the end of the third quarter with the score. Giants 13, the Cowboys 10. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Video Monday here on Fox 4.
First time they faced each other since they're in the same division. Tom Coughlin, receivers coach for Bill Parcells. They won Super Bowl together 14 years ago. And Bill Parcells offered Coughlin an assistant's job. If he didn't get a head coaching job, he said he's a football kind of guy, and that's #1 with me. Coughlin said, I learned a tremendous amount about winning under Parcells. But their adversaries today, as we start the fourth quarter, Warner passes to Jeremy Shockey, getting about 8 yards on first down. Giants came into the game averaging 7 yards on first down. They're over 7 already today.
Well, that's what they have to do. They have to stay out of those situations. And here's one of the ways you can do it. And I've seen Philadelphia. We've had a chance to do Philadelphia quite a bit this year. And they utilize that similar play. Get the tight end down into the middle of the field. You're working stuff on the outside. But if it's not there, you come right back to that. It's like stealing sometimes.
Second down and 2. Tiki Barber. And you always have to watch it even after he's hit once, because he has the ability to bounce off as he did on the 58-yard run. Not this time, picking up 1 yard, running into Kenyon Coleman. So third down at about a yard.
And it's funny, Tiki feels that the offensive coordinator, John Huffnagel, has given him an opportunity to be successful by creating these plays on the perimeter. Yet you look at his big run today and his big run last week versus Green Bay. They're between the tackles. So I don't think Tiki Barber gives himself enough credit. I think he is one of those unique running backs with his vision and his balance and the ability to keep his feet moving that he can find yardage anywhere.
And it is 1st and 10, so he didn't need a yard. He needs 10 now. First down as the Giants, with the play clock down to 1 second. Play action. Warner has to go underneath to Barber, and right with him is Al Singleton. But a 5-yard pickup for the Giants. Ball control would be the thing they want to do. Of course, a 3-point lead, not a big lead when you have so much time remaining just starting this fourth quarter.
But we haven't talked enough about Kurt Warner either. He's another important cog in this offense, and I agree with what he said. The more he becomes familiar with what Ike Hilliard, Namani Toomer, and Jeremy Shockey do at the top of their routes, he's going to continue to improve, and he's been very efficient all season long.
He doesn't have Tim Carter, who is lost with a hip injury for the rest of the game. And let's see whether there's a false start, and there is.
Number 13 offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
That extra move with the head, as if he were going back, caused the movement in the line, so 5 yards tacked off against the Giants.
Yeah, he got everybody. You'll see he gets his receiver down here in the bottom of the screen. He's going to get Roy Williams up here on the top of the screen. Everybody's moving in the middle. It was like a domino effect out there.
Second and 10, so that erases that 5-yard pickup the Giants had. Jeremy Shockey now lines up on the far side, top of your picture right there, and ball batted away, and it was Greg Ellis. Talk about a deflection. That was an in-your-face. How about this deflection by Greg Ellis?
Greg Ellis, number 98, right here at the top, and I think they were trying to get the ball out to Jeremy Shockey right away. He's coming scot-free because of all the blitzers. They're turning their protection inside. You have to allow the outside guy to go free. You see Tony Dixon, number 24, right there. David Deal has to respect the inside blitzer and turn the outside guy loose, even though it's a defensive end. But Greg Ellis does the right thing, gets his hands up and knocks the ball down.
And now Tiki Barber lines up wide to the right, and the pass going to Barber on a wide receiver screen, and the Cowboys bring him down at the 29. It was Terrence Newman. 4th down coming up.
Here comes your blitzers right there. They're going to come into that side, so they're just inviting this screen back into the middle of the field. You're not even worried about blocking those guys because they're going to take themselves out of the play with their pressure on the quarterback.
So Warner goes to the sideline, and Steve Christie will attempt his 3rd field goal. He's connected on the 2 previous field goal attempts, including from 51. This is a 47-yarder, and Steve Christie is back in the good graces. So after getting encouragement in a very tough week for him, 3 field goals, 2 from long range, the Giants are up by 6.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac and the all-new STS Breakthrough, by City Business with real live small business specialists on the phone. That's a card you can count on. By Doctors Pro Style, shirt and pants that do it all. And by Michelob Ultra, lose the carbs, not the taste.
Giants in front 16-10. 3 big field goals by Steve Christie, Moose.
Yeah, and you can say what you want about Tom Coughlin being a tough guy to play for. He could have cut Steve Christie during the week and brought in that open tryout thing. He stayed with him, and he's got him 9 points this afternoon.
Rashard Lee bringing the kickoff back to the 35. So he knew how to play Christie, gave him encouragement. He said, I'll work with him. And so far, it's worked.
Units per transaction, then we could.
Back here at Texas Stadium, Darrell, now that the Cowboys need a touchdown to regain the lead, you wonder whether Bill Parcells will still keep to that 2-to-1 ratio of running to passing, or maybe we'll see more of what has worked for them this year.
It's still a 1-possession game. They're only a touchdown away from taking the lead, but they've got to get more production out of this passing game. Vinny Testaverde only has 80 yards passing at this point right now, which is unheard of in the way they've called plays this season.
And that pass to Richie Anderson for minimal yardage, only his 5th attempt of the second half for 17 yards. So Vinny Testaverde, who has guided the team to 2nd in the NFL in passing, Jabril Wilson makes sure on the tackle of Richie Anderson, and that's not an easy thing.
No, he's very effective in the open field. And, you know, Tony mentioned it coming out the second half that, you know, Bill Parcells wants to start throwing the ball. I think we need to start complimenting the Giants defense, because if the opportunities were there, they'd be making completions and getting yards. You know, the Giants have done a good job in their pass defense today.
2nd and 7. Testaverde stepping up, gets hit as he throws, and the pass is incomplete. You know, we're talking about Coughlin and Parcells, both kind of similar, and Bill Parcells seems to have a way with players to hit the right button. And Tony, I remember in a meeting on Friday, Bill Parcells said Anthony to you. Now, I've never heard anyone call you Anthony, and that was a kind of a respect that he had for you. Did you feel that way when Bill talked to you that way?
Well, Coach Parcells grew up in the same kind of a neighborhood as I did in New Jersey, and he's a very respectful guy. Back home, you know, you don't really use the slang words like Tony or you know, Anthony or anything like that. It's Anthony, and he has gained my respect, obviously not only as a coach but as a person, and he's one of the few men I allow to call me Anthony, or Anthony. So don't try it, Dick.
I won't come close, Goose. Witten tackled a yard short of the first down by Carlos Emmons, so Jabril Wilson and Carlos Emmons have made certain tackles in this possession for the Cowboys, bringing up 4th down and 1, and a look to the sideline.
And that's one of the things that they really struggled with in that opening day loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. They tackled very poorly. Jabril Wilson, I think he is another key reason. Now, he didn't even play in the opening game. He was inactive that game, but because of the injury to Sean Williams, he's now been thrust into the starting lineup and has done a great job.
And now the Giant defense looking to do a great job. It'll be 4th down and 1. And the Cowboys in their own territory on the 43, not punting, going for it. At least showing it right now, and they're going to run the play. Testaverde's pass, it's caught and down, and a loose ball on the play. In any event, the Giants will get the ball. Darian Barnes made the catch, and Will Allen made the tackle on Barnes, and the Giants will take over on downs in Dallas territory. So Bill Parcells gambled and lost. And the second time the Giants have stopped the Cowboys on 4th down.
You've reached the county clerk. For a business license, please press 1 now.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the new Chevrolets. 10 new cars and trucks in 20 months. An American revolution.
And here at Texas Stadium, the Giant defense coming up big as the Cowboys with 4th and 1 coming up short, and the Giants in Dallas territory, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Play action, and going deep for Amani Toomer and overthrowing the Giant receiver. And right now for a game break, let's go to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Dick, Tampa Bay looking for its first win of the season has the gap narrowed as New Orleans on a 10-play, 69-yard drive finds Joe Horn from Aaron Brooks. It is now 20-14. Bucks that in the third. 1:05 left in the third. Back to Dick Stockton.
Oh, what a debut for Chris Sims, apparently.
Yes. You know, Dick, we were talking about that 4th and 1 stop. Michael Strahan is on the sideline with all his defenders, called up a big huddle. He is fired up. That 4th and 1 really gave them a lot of momentum.
And here is the Warner, and Warner's pass caught by Amani Toomer, beating Jock Reeves, and the Giants on the 26-yard line.
I think the other thing is we're seeing, Michael Strahan's fired up on the sideline, but what they're doing out here on the field offensively, their first play, aggressive, down the field, go for it right now. You just made a huge stand. They throw the ball into the end zone. They come right back and have a nice play designed to get the yardage. They are controlling the tempo of this game right now on both sides of the ball.
And they're throwing the ball. Look at that, 2-to-1 pass to run. So they're not just saying we're going to run and chew up the clock as they hand off to Tiki Barber for a couple. And Chris Sims apparently got hurt in that Tampa Bay New Orleans game, and Brian Greasy has been the quarterback to come in. It was Chris Sims who was going to start his first NFL game today, and Tampa Bay badly in need of a victory. Here in Dallas, the Giants with 13 unanswered points, leading 16-10. They were down by as many as 10-3 in the second quarter. It is 2nd down and 6 on the Cowboy 22. Warner under pressure. Pass caught again by Toomer, and the Giants will get the 1st down. So going to the air, Jock Reeves, obviously the target for Kurt Warner.
Yeah, and this is, they've got a lot of pressure on right now, and they're not max protecting. They're letting the receivers get out. Look at all these guys. They're going to come here and here, and then you're going to have a delayed one up into the middle. Everybody is coming down and around. They're not afraid to stand up and face this defense toe-to-toe and continue to open up their offense. They're not going to pack everything in and send 2 guys out on the route.
Toomer, 6 catches for 66 yards, and the pitch to Barber. And Barber getting inside the 10-yard line on 1st and 10. Glover making the tackle, 5 yards for Tiki Barber. And right now, Barber approaching the 100-yard mark and has gone over with 101 yards on the day. Came in 2nd behind Priest Holmes in rushing, 1st in total yards.
I'll tell you what, Moose, you got to take your hat off to Whittle, O'Hara, Snee. These guys in the middle are doing a fantastic job. I mean, I know in that last blitz they had a little leakage, but you're going to get that once in a while. But Kurt has a lot of time in the pocket over the course of the game to step up.
And a penalty and a false start call against the Giants, and that will be against David Deal, the right tackle. But you're right, Goose, because the offensive line was the most maligned aspect of the Giants when they went to camp this year and even when the season started.
And Tiki Barber praised those guys. He said it's the reason he's had the success. You look at what he's done this afternoon, but he's been doing that all season long. And you talk to the defenders on the Dallas Cowboys. Leroy Glover, a tremendous amount of respect for how they were playing. Roy Williams, very impressed by their assignment, ability to finish their assignments.
2nd and 10 from the 14. Barber changing direction, and Barber getting down close to the 5. Greg Ellis had missed the elusive Tiki Barber initially. It winds up with 8 yards with 7.5 to go, and the Cowboys trying to jar the ball loose from number 21.
Yeah, but you see right there, the contact zone, it's up high on the chest. Even though he's got it on the inside arm, you see the other hand actually comes over to secure it even more. And he's cutting that back. That's a play designed to go to the right. It's in the right hand. He's cutting it back all the way to the left. So instead of trying to change the ball to the other hand and taking a chance of somebody slapping it out, he just stays real secure, even with it in the inside arm.
Doing a good job of protecting it. 3rd and 3, and here is Barber. And Barber is knocked back for a loss. And it was Roy Williams who says, I'll take this game into my own hands. 1 yard loss on the play.
Let me tell you what, when I had a chance to play against Ronnie Lott a couple times in my career, and when you came out of the huddle, you found out where number 42 was. And I really think that Roy Williams is becoming that type of safety. He's a guy that you want to know exactly where he is when you break the huddle. Where's my assignment? What do I have to do? Okay, now where's that number 31? Because he is going to put me on my back if I'm not careful.
And that was a critical 3rd down play by the Cowboys. 26-yard field goal attempt would make this a 2-score game for the Giants, and Steve Christie 4 for 4 coming off a bad game in Green Bay, and the Giants now lead by 9 with 6:16 remaining in the 4th.
Despite genetic similarities, siblings often harbor tension between each other. This can result in provocation against the older counterpart. These are merely attempts to discover his place in the family. Cobalt, the new commotion, coming to the Chevy family.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL, presents defensive lineman Brenson Buckner, who gets ready for the game with his Visa card and a lot of lip balm. In a remarkable pregame ritual, Brenson kisses his cleats once for every beloved member of his family. His son, Brandon, his mother, Thelma, his wife, Denise, not his father-in-law, Thomas. He's a Browns fan. He's got his Visa, he's got his lip balm, he's ready.
I got a lot of names.
Visa, get ready for the game.
My big, fat, obnoxious fiancé pulled off the biggest con in TV history.
I'm a professional actor.
What?
Now, they're bringing an even bigger con to the boardroom.
You're stupid. Really? I think I can kill you.
And you won't believe how much these Ivy League hotshots will humiliate themselves.
Run for your life.
To win a job that doesn't exist.
It's a paper jam! It's a paper jam!
My big, fat, obnoxious boss.
Get the hell out of my office. Get the hell out of my office. Knock, knock. Who's there? Get the hell out of my office.
Sunday, November 7th on Fox. The Simpsons' epic 16th season comes to life with the all-new Treehouse of Horror.
Is dinner ready yet? This one keeps eating himself.
Sunday, November 7th, The Simpsons' Treehouse of Horror is all new, and it's only on Fox.
Giants stretch their lead to 9 with 6:16 remaining here in the 4th quarter, quieting this Texas Stadium crowd so exuberant when this game got underway. The Giants trying to get off to their best start in 11 years. Have won 3 in a row. Nathan Jones, the rookie from Rutgers, on the return, and there's a flag thrown. I believe it would be the 10th penalty of the game against the Dallas Cowboys.
Number 56 on the receiving team during the return.
That's Brady James.
10-yard penalty, first down. 10 from the line,
It's on the line.
Yeah, from the spot of the foul, not from the end of the run.
Right, make sure you get it right. Bill Parcells has to be exasperated over the penalties, the turnovers, especially the penalties. He talked to us the other day about defensive penalties, how they really can really sting you.
Yeah, and then special teams is the other area that's very difficult too. You know, they're backed up, and you see right there, 10+ penalties, yet they're still finding a way to win. And you don't want to be in those situations. It's so difficult to come out of it, but somehow the Cowboys have done that, and you see they've got 10 again today.
Never count out a Bill Parcells coach team. 6:09 to go in the 4th. First down. Vinny Testaverde out of the shotgun from the 15. Here comes pressure. Wilson. And the pass incomplete. Jabril Wilson got there late. But the Giants throwing everything at Vinny Testaverde here in the last half of this 4th quarter. Cardinals-Dodgers tonight. And Fox Sports month-long journey with some of the great thrills it only gets better. This is game 4. Cardinals lead 2-1. And then Fox will have exclusive coverage of the League Championship Series, both in the National and American, and of course, exclusive coverage of the World Series. It's going to be a great 3 more weeks of baseball on Fox. 2nd and 10 on the 15. Handoff to Richie Anderson. Dives out to the 22. Giant defense. They had a rough game against the Eagles, but have really played well in the last 4.
They have done a really, really sound job today. And as Tony pointed out, they were the guys that kind of jump-started that with the big 4th down stop. They've created turnovers, something that the defense has struggled with for the last couple of years. And a big reason they find themselves leading the league at +10.
And now all of a sudden, Vinny having trouble getting the passing game going as he overthrows Jason Witten, bringing up 4th down. And all of a sudden, the Cowboys offense has stalled. Bill Parcells knew he could move the ball through the air. He's done a good job moving it on the ground, but they've got only 10 points, trailing here and punting with 5:40 remaining in the 4th.
Very surprising to see the way that this game has unfolded offensively for the Cowboys, to have the success they've had running the football, but they have been very, very poor in regards to their passing game.
Matt McBriar with the kick. Here's Mark Jones. And the Cowboys do a great job of covering on the play, and the man who's done it all year has been Keith Davis. Well, coming up next, the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, the Carolina Panthers go to Denver. Tough place to win. Some of you will see the Rams at the Seahawks or the Cardinals and the 49ers. All coming up next, presented in Fox Sports High Definition. Of course, the viewers in the New York area will not get the second half of our doubleheader.
Of course.
Not trying to punish them. It's just that they don't get it because of contract.
You know, Moose, Dallas Cowboys, they had their off week last week. A lot of people think that that's an advantage. Some of us, myself, I think sometimes you come out flat. You don't have that hitting. You don't have that experience. You're not in it all the time. You think that was a factor today?
I think it's something the Giants are worried about as they go into their bye week next week. They're playing very, very well right now. They want to continue to play. They don't want that week off.
Here's Warner trying to get it to Amani Toomer, but overthrows him. On the other hand, you're giving Bill Parcells an extra week to really scrutinize the New York Giants, and Parcells' record is 7-3 after bye week, so he's done a terrific job and knows how to handle that. Today's game is being seen around the world on Armed Forces Television. We want to send our best wishes to the men and women of Headquarters Company 2nd Infantry Division Camp Red Cloud, Uijeongbu, Korea, helping guard freedom's frontier.
What's up, guys out there in Korea? It's the Goose.
2nd and 10 from the 30. Warner's pass deflected and nearly picked off. Toomer loses his helmet in the process, and Jacques Reeves. And that win with a lot of contact going on there. That could have been picked off.
Yeah, Jacques Reeves does a good job of trusting his instincts. He gets a great jump on this ball. You've been in film study. You've gone through practice. You know what? Al Singleton deflects that ball. Maybe that's why Jacques Reeves didn't get a chance to intercept it, because it changed the flight of the ball. But he trusted what he saw as the play developed. He's been watching film. He's been on the practice field. And sometimes I think the corners get a little bit too tentative. Sometimes you just gotta go for it.
There's your boy Roy Williams right there after the play, hit Amani Toomer. You saw that, didn't you, Moose?
Yes, we did.
Always talking a little smack.
This guy's unbelievable out there.
David Deal, ooh, look at that. Looks like they ought to stop the fight as he is out of the game. Brandon Winey replaces him, former Washington Redskin. But the Giants looking at 3rd and 10, so with 5+ minutes to go, they have decided to throw the ball and not run it with ball control. Now, if they don't get 10 yards here, they'll have to kick to the Cowboys. Spread the offense, and the pass to Barber. Tiki Barber on those way. One man to beat. And Barber is going to be dragged down at the 15-yard line by Tony Dixon. Another big play. First as a runner, 58 yards, and now as a receiver, 55 for Barber and the Giants.
Oh, what a great play call. This just invites Dallas to make the mistake. He's going to go out to block. The other guy chases him. Tiki Barber's man chases him out there. He actually vacates the running lane. What a great design play. Very simple. Spread the field. You got 2 guys to the outside. As the blocker comes across to take the guy covering Tiki Barber, the man covering him vacates the area that Tiki Barber explodes into.
The So the Giants with 4.5 to play. First down on the Cowboy 15. Cloud has come in the game for Barber. And his first carry of the game gets him a couple of yards. And for a game break, let's once again go out to L.A. and James Brown.
Hey, Dick, not as exciting a play as there, but take a look at Dominic Davis capping off a 58-yard drive. Quarterback David Carr, highest rated quarterback in the fourth quarter. He was outstanding on that drive, and it is now 21-14. The gap has been narrowed. Vikes on top. Back to Dick Stockton.
All right, JB, thank you very much. Giants looking at 2nd down and 7 at the 12. Cloud remains in the game at the setback position. Gets the call again, and Cloud gets nothing. Greg Ellis wraps him up. 1-yard pickup as the clock continues to run. David Deal has gone back into the game at right tackle.
The Giants can't become complacent right now. It is a 2-possession game at 9 points, but if you kick another field goal, it still remains a 2-possession game. They've got to get a touchdown here. They've got to finish this afternoon off the way they didn't last week at Green Bay. They allowed Green Bay to stay in with the missed field goals at the end of the game. They've got to cash in and get 7 points here.
Tiki with 183 total yards. 3rd and 6 on the 11. And the pitch goes to Barber. Tiki Barber following blockers, and Barber gets the first down inside the 5. So Tiki Barber smart enough to let the blockers do the job up front, and knowing when to turn it on, gets 8 more yards, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 3 for the Giants, looking to put this one away.
Well, he's talked about running with a more compact style. Not only the fact that he's carrying the ball a little bit higher on his chest, but he's more compact. And it looks like sometimes this afternoon, and then also as you watched film of the other games, that he gets lost in there. He gets behind some of these big offensive linemen, and the defenders are overrunning things, and then he's coming out the back door on it.
1st and goal in the 3, and for the first time, the sun has come out today. We had light rain earlier. Barber. And Barber gets in for the touchdown. Tiki Barber coming off a tremendous effort against the Green Bay Packers a week ago and seemed to match that today. A 3-yard touchdown run, and the Giants take a 25-10 lead.
I just think that they have a much better opportunity of scoring in the red zone, and this is not a knock on Ron Dayne, but he's your playmaker from 20 to 20. He earns the right to be in the game down inside the 5-yard line. And he shows you right there. Tiki can finish runs. He can find little cracks. He did all the work to get you to that position. Let the guy stay on there. He's your playmaker. Everybody has said it all season long.
Well, the Giants, a very resilient team, have opened it up and, for all intents and purposes, have put this away, 26-10. And 2 losses in the National Football League that we would like to recognize this week. Norm Schachter, who was the referee in Super Bowl I out in Los Angeles, passed away, as did Nick Skorich, who was a head coach for the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles and worked in the NFL office for 30 years. His career lasted 30 years. Both passed away this week. And we send our condolences to the families of Norm Schachter and Nick Skorich. (26-10) Giant lead, and Tiki Barber with 194 total yards, 118 on the ground. And as much as the Cowboys wanted to force him to go back to his ways of fumbling the ball, did not cough it up today. Giants outscoring the Cowboys 13-0 here in this fourth quarter. And the kick preventing the run back. Rashard Lee covers it up. And 2:14 to go. Kurt Warner didn't know what his season would be like when he signed on with the Giants. He knew that Eli Manning was going to be the future. But how's it worked out so far for him, Moose?
He is the present right now. He is playing extremely well. And the longer he has an opportunity to build chemistry with the skill players on this Giants offense, the better they will become. And you remember last season, everybody was always worried about playing the Giants because of the guys in the skill spots. They're still all out there.
First down on the 26-yard line. The Cowboys giving up the rushing touchdown, as you saw. And Testaverde's pass to Jason Witten. And gets to the 37-yard line. Will Allen making the tackle. The Cowboys have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. A 6-yard pickup. And we also have the clock stopping with the 2-minute warning, which is upon us at Texas Stadium. We'll be back in a moment with the Giants up 26-10.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Sprint PCS Picture Mail. It's easy for football fans to shoot, send, and share football moments.
Of an American Revolution.
2 minutes remaining. A reminder, coming up on the Sprint PCS Game Break Show, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league. And the Fox Sports ticker has up to the second scores and stats. 2nd down and 4. The Cowboys on their 32-yard line. And Testaverde will be throwing, and he completes that pass to Antonio Bryant. And that's his first catch of the day as he goes out of bounds. Today's game being produced by Bob Stenner and directed by Sandy Grossman. The associate director is Charles McDonald. The sideline producer is Jacob Ullman. The broadcast associates are Wayne Wilson and Michael Thompson. The technical producer is Bob Mueller. The pregame show was produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. The senior producer is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Cowboys on the 47 with 1:55 on the clock. Pass complete to Glenn. And Glenn is going to go out of bounds after picking up another first down. We would also like to thank our spotter Chris Visser, our statistician Rick Odioso, and Mike Eldridge and Charlie Dameyer, who round out our stats crew. We appreciate their efforts in production and the technical crew as well. 1:48 on the clock, and Glenn with only his 2nd catch of the day. So Keyshawn Johnson, Terry Glenn, and Antonio Bryant have caught a total of 7 passes. That was their strength coming in, Moose.
Yeah, it's been a strange game for the Cowboys today. It really has. And, you know, the good news is they've got that running game on track, but, hey, they lost, so it doesn't mean much.
Snap, ball start, number 77 offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That was Torrin Tucker. Well, we came into this game, Darrell, and we said that this, because these both teams were kind of evenly matched, this would be a good, we don't want to use the word barometer, but a good sense of where they are at this point. How do you assess it?
Well, trying to find out if what they started in September, could they continue on and move in that direction? For the Cowboys, some positives. The running game was very effective today, but they have just been forced to be one-dimensional. They have not been able to do anything in the passing game all afternoon. So now that becomes a concern. Why did something we did so well all year long become so difficult?
An interception by Will Peterson, his 2nd in as many weeks, and the Giants get it back.
And then for the Giants, I think the ability to come from behind. Now, they only got to a 7-point deficit against the Cowboys, and I really felt that what Dallas wanted to do was get them to a point where they were down 14, but they couldn't do that, and now you've got Antonio Bryant limping off the field, so, maybe some more troubles with the passing game moving forward. But the Giants, I think, answered a lot of questions today. They came back, they hung in there, they did a lot of good things. There were times when you've seen in the past when the Giants teams just didn't seem to find a way to win. Today you didn't see any of that.
And they seem to have had that in this 4-game winning streak, and Antonio Bryant shaken up. And Bill Parcells pointed to this game. He said, we've got, after this, 2 of the next 3 at home, Pittsburgh, and then we go to Green Bay, home of Detroit, and a chance to build something, trying to get to the 6-2 record that they had last year after the first half for a team that made the playoffs at 10-6.
He feels good football teams string wins together, and he wanted the Cowboys to continue to build on that. And with the Giants, they've got 3 in a row. The same thing goes for them. They want to continue to build too. But it will be interesting to see what happens, because the Cowboys last year got to 6-2. And then when they stumbled down the stretch, they have put themselves in such a good position because of their start. They do have an important month here. 3 of their 4 games were at home here in October, but they've lost one here this afternoon. And the Giants, I think their red zone worries was the big thing. But they got a touchdown from Tiki Barber, a touchdown reception from Jeremy Shockey.
It'll be 2nd down and 8. Tiki Barber into the line. You're right, the Cowboys, very tough road finishing schedule. They've got road games in Baltimore, in Seattle, New York, and Philadelphia in the second half of the year. Well, tonight, Fox Sports' month-long journey continues. The Cardinals and the Dodgers. Game 4 from Dodger Stadium at 7:30, 4:30 Pacific, as the Dodgers try to force a 5th game in St. Louis in that National League Series. Jeff Suppan and Odalis Perez will be the starting pitchers in Game 4, as the Dodgers ended an 8-game postseason losing streak last night. And the Giants will have won 4 in a row, and got to tell you, this is a team to be reckoned with, because they beat Green Bay and Dallas on the road in successive weeks. They're off to their best start in 11 years as they go 4-1. And so Tom Coughlin, after that opening loss to Philadelphia, has reeled off 4 in a row, including a big road division win.
Back-to-back road victories, and as you pointed out, this one this afternoon in the division. They keep pace with the Philadelphia Eagles, who are off to a 4-0 start. So great job by the Giants this afternoon.
All right, let's go down to Goose.
Guys, we're here with Tiki Barber. Tiki, a lot of some big, awesome big plays today, especially that screen. It really impressed me. A big play in the game. We needed the first down. How does it feel being 4-1 going into the bye week?
Oh, it's great. You know, we had to persevere in this game. We were real sluggish in the first half. We couldn't get anything going, and then we picked it up in the second half when we had to, and made some big plays when we had to get points.
Holding that ball where it needs to be, man.
It's high and
all right, back to you guys.
All right, thanks very much. Don't interrupt, Tiki. Anyway, Tiki with a 58-yard run on 3rd and long, and a 55-yard catch and run on 3rd and long, the big play, and the Giants are sailing. Eagles are 4-0, the Giants 4-1, and the Cowboys drop to 2-2. So the Giants continue to roll, to the shock of most people who thought, well, they've actually even or equaled last year's win total today. So this is Dick Stockton for Darryl Johnston and Tony Siragusa saying so long from Dallas. Once again, the final score, the New York Giants 26 and the Dallas Cowboys 10. And now we'll send you to Los Angeles for the Sprint PCS Game Break Show with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. And that's it from Texas Stadium. So long, everybody.
Welcome to the Sprint Game Break. Sprint is proud to be changing wireless for